Thank you for your attention. We are proud to present our entry for the Zurich Enterprise Challenge. After our initial analysis, we selected India, Thailand, Malaysia and China for further inspection. We thought that Vietnam, Indonesia and Russia had a worse final position in the tool and their development didn't match that of their rivals. We also used economic data, movement of the countries on the risk floor, and also the level of IPRs. With our SWOT analysis, we finally ended up with Malaysia, Thailand and India. In our analysis, we have assumed that RoboCanada employs an aggregation strategy in its global business. In this view, RoboCanada's upcoming new facility helps the company to speed up its processes, lower costs and serve a growing number of customers.
Our preferred country of choice is Malaysia. As you can see in the video, Malaysia has rapidly moved from the middle floor in the risk room to a near Nirvana position, surpassing even the UK. According to the World Bank, Malaysia is one of the easiest countries to do business in Asia. Malaysia has an existing technology cluster which enables sourcing important components also from manufacturers nearby. The biggest risk in Malaysia is the political instability fueled by ethnic and religious tensions. Our second choice is Thailand. Although Thailand is often in the news because of political disputes and civil unrest, it has a resilient economy that has grown over the years and is expected to do so also in the future. The nation is investing heavily in improving its infrastructure, especially its power network. The labor costs are relatively low and the labor force is educated, though with a lack of English skills. Our final suggestion is India. India has an increasingly strong technology cluster and a steady flow of highly educated English-speaking professionals. India's location is very good regarding RoboCanada's other facilities and target markets. The biggest risk in India seems to be its heavy bureaucracy and especially the tax authorities. Though India is a wild card compared to China, India has many strong assets to consider. It has better IPR enforcement and lower labor costs. India's democratic government is also more capable in rooting out corruption than China.
On the business risk side, we recognize 4 possible risks that could quite easily be mitigated. A large international company like RoboCanada is likely able to get credit also from other countries, so credit availability is probably not an issue, thus set to 0. Exchange rate risk can be mitigated with forward contracts. Making a forward contract is practically costless, however it prevents potential gains from positive movements and the firm can still be exposed to basis risk. Costs of inflation can be reduced by making long-term agreements on wages and by hedging with commodities that are correlated with inflation. Quality of labor can be enhanced by bringing employees from other countries. All the 3 countries are listed among the Business Insider's top 20 places to work abroad, so this is feasible. In India, all of these 4 risks are above average. India's attractiveness therefore increases due to possible risk mitigation. In India, the risks associated with corruption and enforcing contracts are also high. But contract risks too could be mitigated by investing on a capable legal department and by lobbying for better government regulation. In Malaysia and Thailand, there are no major business risks. On the political and physical risk side, one can use insurances to shelter from the risk of natural disasters, significant in Thailand and India. Insurances can however be costly and may not have full coverage. Risks with information infrastructure are also big in Thailand and India, but RoboCanada could be able to participate in developing the infrastructure since it has technological expertise. And here we demonstrate the adjustments based on our considerations. Mitigable risks are adjusted to half and possibly mitigable risks to 3/4 of the level before mitigation. Quality of labor is adjusted based on the country's attractiveness as a workplace. And these are the positions we ended up with.
To address concerns that need further due diligence, we chose PEST as a strategic tool. PEST is often used to evaluate external factors that might affect an organization. Political disputes and conflicts might have a strong influence on a corporation's business in a country. For example, the current situation in Ukraine has compromised Western businesses in Russia. However, political conflicts are hard to foresee and they often create a force majeure situation. The economic dimension is important for a long-term investment. If the target country invests in infrastructure or subsidizes foreign investments, the actual investment needed from RoboCanada might be smaller than expected.
It is important to consider also social cultural differences when doing business in foreign countries. Labor activism and employee loyalty pose the biggest issues for RoboCanada through strikes and lost tacit knowledge. To manage risks caused by cultural differences, a high level of local knowledge is needed. RoboCanada should consider using cultural consultants or maybe even finding a local partner for a joint venture. For a technology firm, damages caused by cyber attacks are important to take into account. This is important also for RoboCanada, since a high-tech firm will be prone to corporate espionage and intellectual property rights infringements. Especially China poses a high risk of cybercrime and DDoS attacks, as in the map here. Furthermore, China has been reluctant and incapable in preventing theft of intellectual property. In conclusion, our recommended countries are India, Thailand and Malaysia. Although many risks can be mitigated, there remains many factors that require consideration and weighting of possible positive and negative outcomes.